we clear, ready to transmit. Pro fan hoops on the court, we got the game lit. Not talking highlight reels just for the common glance. We talking dedicated skills, taking every chance. From logo threes to rebounds, Chicago got the me-bounds. Asia got 3 chips, Las Vegas Aces in the town. You tune into the channel if you want to get the facts. Women's basketball is fire, no need to relax.
What's good? What's good? What's good, folks? What's good? We are on the Pro Fan Hoops. We getting it in tonight. Wanted to talk of some MVP stuff coming on. Definitely wanted to get into that. Some of the stuff that happened and just the overall vibe of the WNBA and the ESPN broadcast. We're gonna talk about that a little bit. And I got a guest coming on. I got a guest. He is and I did this on purpose. There's a couple of guys. I found this guy's site on his Instagram page, right? And he is a referee, and I believe he's down in the Atlanta area. I don't know this guy. I reached out to him after I watched his content, and I was like, "Yo, that's dope." As somebody that's a coach, like, I get what he's doing, and he's reffing, like, intramural AAU and all that kind of stuff. But just the way he interacts with some of the players, man, he be giving them the business. So he give them that same energy that they give him, and it is hilarious, and he's one of them ones where he look like he ain't the one to test. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully he'll be able to make it. I believe he's down in the Georgia, Atlanta area. So I know how traffic is. He's got an open invitation. He's got the link. Hopefully he'll be joining me sometime soon. And when he gets in, I'll definitely bring him on and introduce everybody to him. But the topic of the evening, you saw my thumbnail, just the MVP. And I just thought it was interesting because I was the one that said, and I stand by my facts. I stand by what I said. At the time, I said it was A'ja Wilson, Kelsey Mitchell, and Olivia Miles. Those were my top 3. That was what, 2-3 weeks ago? And that was not too long after Caitlin Clark's 45-point game. But before that 45-point game, remember, Cece was regular. She wasn't bad. She was regular, but it wasn't, in my opinion, it wasn't MVP level. Let me just say it like that. But I remember saying after that 45-point game, I was like, hey, now if she can get a couple more games like this and get consistently like this and shoot better like this and shoot the 3 like this, then that's a different conversation. And guess what happened? She has been fantastic for the last, 6 games? So, ever since that the Las Vegas loss, she done stepped the game up, and that's what you need. So it's, to me, you always reevaluate where you at. You always reevaluate that, right? So right now, in my opinion, I'm looking at A'ja still number 1. Caitlin is a close number 2. If Asia's 1, Caitlin is 1.02. Not 1.2, 1.02. It's that tight. And I think Olivia Miles is number 3 and Kelsey Mitchell is number 4. And the only reason I flip-flop Olivia and Kelsey was because Kelsey kind of had that struggle game. And when you coming down to the stretch, every game matters. I'm looking, because to me, they almost in a dead heat with what Caitlin Clark has been doing and getting everybody involved, with assists being up and the turnovers being down the last 10 games. You going beat for beat. You looking at game to game. You're looking at game to game. Now, to be fair, if you're going to go by that measurement, A'ja Wilson has been consistent almost a whole year. She's had a couple of blips where she's been. I don't think A'ja Wilson has had a bad game. She's had a couple of games where she was regular. I have to check the stats on that, but I don't think she has had a bad game. And for A'ja, to me, a bad game is like if you scoring under, like if they hold you to like under 12 points, that's a bad game for A'ja. If you anywhere between 12 and 20, to me, that's a regular game for A'ja. I'm expecting A'ja to be 20 plus and 10 plus rebounds and a couple of blocks. A'ja can score at every level, and she can defend. So that's my expectations of her. I'm gonna try to bring up like her stats. This is the one thing ESPN does well. But ESPN, I get so mad at ESPN because every page you go on, they got all them damn ads. Let me see. Let's go to the scores. But yeah, so the and I find it funny that how that WNBA, they doing everything they can not to pump Caitlin Clark. They are doing everything they can, and it is ridiculous. And it's so obvious now. It's not even funny. And I'm not saying that because I'm a Fever and a Clark fan. I'm like, dude, just do what's right. And I don't understand the bias. I don't know if it's unintentional. I don't know what it is. I don't care about the stuff about like who's on the marquee and all of that kind of stuff. Who if Ion TV puts a post out on social media and Caitlin Clark ain't on it. I don't give a damn about that. I don't care about Ion anyways. But when the WNBA, after that game last night, the way that game ended and the way everybody performed, when the WNBA talks about everybody but, like, come on, that's a problem. They going over Angel's whatever achievement she got with rebounds and stuff like that, and rightfully so. But the game, you got to talk about the people that won the game last night. They even put Alicia Gray in the blurb about the game, but they put everybody. They put Alicia Gray. They put Ryan Howard. They put Angel Reese. They put Kelsey Mitchell. They put Aaliyah Boston. Or no, they put Aaliyah Boston. They put everybody but Caitlin Clark. And I'm like, she the one who had the best game. If anything, it should have been Alicia Gray and Caitlin Clark going shot for shot. And then Alicia Gray kind of fell off at the end of the fourth quarter, and so did Ryan, and so did Angel. And Angel just didn't make that shot, and it cost them. And they didn't say nothing about that, though. And they didn't say anything about Caitlin Clark. And now the only reason why to me is frustrating, because y'all know I'll try to keep it fair. I try to keep it 100, and I try to keep it fair, very fair. Because if Caitlin Clark sucks, I'm going to say she sucks. Because when she had that game the other night, and when she blew the game against Las Vegas, I was like, you deserve all the criticism you're going to get. And she took the heat, and you keep it moving. Just I said the same thing earlier today. If y'all didn't watch my video about Angel Reese. The title of that video is called Angel Reese was the only one keeping it real about her game, because ESPN certainly didn't. Angel Reese said in the interview at halftime with Holly Rowe, I got to stop playing like shit. She said it. So she understood what it was. But for them to completely just omit, that was a choice. It's like, come on now. Come on. It's like back in the day, if when ESPN was in its infancy and Jordan was on TV every night, if Jordan dropped 34 and had a dunk from the free throw line and they didn't show that highlight, we looking at ESPN like, what are you doing? Show the highlight. That's what we're here for. And I don't understand like I don't know. I don't understand the logic of it. It's weird to me. It's like everybody's in this Mean Girls club. And what's her name? Elle Duncan. She on Netflix now. She's still bitching about the WNBA space is so toxic. Well, duh. Y'all started it. ESPN started that shit. They didn't want to talk about her. Then they did want to talk about it. Then they want to talk bad about her. Then they want to pump everybody else up, and then they want to jump in the Mean Girls club, and it's not just her. And they saw how the money was being made. Elle Duncan was the one that said it first. That's why I find it so funny that now she's on this thing about how it's so toxic. It's only toxic because that's what you choose to deal with. That ain't, is it any less toxic than what's going on in the NBA? Don't nobody talk about when LeBron and Kobe and Steph and all of those players in the NBA. Don't nobody say nothing about when they get death threats and all of that kind of crap. Don't nobody talk about that. It happens. It's been happening for decades. It's been happening for decades. So I still don't understand why the WNBA thinks that they are exempt from all of this stuff that's going on. But the funny thing about Elle Duncan is I saw the clip that she had today where she said it's still such a toxic topic to get into. And I'm like, well, there's no such thing as bad publicity, right? If you head Netflix's sports division or whatever, controversy sells, right? Ain't that the way it's supposed to go? But at the end of the day, Elle Duncan was the one that said nobody puts Caitlin Clark just on the hum. They don't put her on air on TV because we got metrics that tell us who people are looking for and who people are watching. She was the one that said that. She was 100% right. How come they don't show anybody but Caitlin Clark? And she was like, there are metrics that tell us who y'all watch. And ain't nothing changed. The only thing that changed is you got a lot more people that got something to say because of social media. And that's where the deluge of information is coming from. But you still have a choice not to partake in it, not to listen to it. I saw the stuff, and you know what? I'm gonna reach back. I'm gonna pat myself on the back because y'all know how I feel about old boy Venom. And rather than go off and talk bad about him, I simply don't watch the content anymore. I used to watch Venom. I gotta make sure I'm not still subscribed. But rather than try to go tit for tat, and I'm not doing all of that. I don't like what you said. I don't like when y'all know how I feel about Kelsey Mitchell. And when he said what he said, and some of the stuff, if you want to watch him, you go watch him. I'll leave it at that. Some of the stuff that he said, I was like, nah, you ain't gonna call my homegirl out no name like that. Just because your favorite player is not getting all of the come-ups, getting all of the press. I was like, nah, we're not gonna do that. So rather than go for the attack, like what's going on between him and Jason Whitlock, I can't stand Jason Whitlock either. So you know what? I don't watch him. The only reason I'm speaking on that is because that was the last piece of content of his that I watched. When he started calling my homegirl names and all of that, I was like, no. That's unfounded and it ain't real. And you're not gonna do that for me. And I'm gonna still. So rather than go back and forth and try, I'm not doing all of that. Jason Whitlock, I'm gonna leave that alone. Like I said, I'm gonna follow my own advice. I don't watch him, and I'm gonna leave that in that corner. How about that? I'm grown, and I can have grown folks conversation. And my content, just because I love Caitlin Clark and just because I love Kelsey Mitchell, I can't. It's not a bad thing when I call out when they deserve criticism or when they had a bad game. You call it out. That's what coaches do. That's what real players do. That's what real players expect. I told y'all before, I come from an era where you could have your best game and the coach will find that one mistake you made and run that shit back 30 times during film session. They will let you know in no uncertain terms, you were never that good. You can always get better. That's the kind of coaching I come from. So it doesn't matter how much I like Caitlin Clark or how much I like Kelsey Mitchell or Angel Reese or Paige or anybody else. If you come up short, you come up short. And you got a right to be criticized. If you were an athlete, everybody's going to go through that. Everybody's going to go through that. So it is what it is. So trying to see what's going on in the chat. I'm so behind it, man. This chat like done filled up quick. I'm like, what time is it? It's 8:17. I'm trying to go back like less than 10 minutes back. What did it say? The ESPN announcer said this a long time ago. They feel there are too many white players coming into the league that was built on the back of black players. Like, I'm like, miss me with all of that. We know what it is. We know how the sausage was made. But that, to me, that's the problem. Everybody it's a jealous spirit, it's an envious spirit, and everybody's mad that it ain't me. As much, and I've said this before, Angel Reese has social media on lock. She is the Duke of New York. She is a number one. Shout out to anybody that gets that reference. She is the Duke of New York or the Duke of Atlanta, a number one when it comes to social media. Well, how come the social media doesn't translate to people coming to the games? Because it's not the same. She's got a split audience. I was talking to my boy Tone the other day because Tone started another channel, and I was talking to him. Y'all remember when I started this hoop channel? Y'all remember when I started this channel, and what did I tell you? I didn't want to cross the streams. And I got this channel up and running way quicker than Pro Fan Talk. Pro Fan Hoops took less than half the time to get it up plus 1,000 and get it to the point where it's running on its own. It took me almost 14 months for Pro Fan Talk to just get to 1,000. That was a grind. So, you know, it is, that's the way it goes. But we know, like, and I remember saying this, like they were saying that the only reason Caitlin Clark is getting all this attention was because she's white. And I was like, hold on. It's been a whole lot of other white players that when they came in the league, they were better than Caitlin, in my opinion. They were better than she was. Or at least I thought. Because Caitlin Clark, as far as I know, and if you think different in the chat, let me know. Caitlin Clark, when she came in the league, she was as advertised. She was hitting the logo threes and doing things, and then all of a sudden they started fouling and nobody started calling it, and they was like, well, that's just how the game goes. And even I was like, I remember doing a video about that. I was like, it's going to be physical play. They play physical. I remember I did a video. I went back and looked at, remember when Candace Parker, her rookie year, got into that brawl in Detroit because they thought that they could punk her and all of that type of stuff. And that was y'all thought the Sophie Cunningham thing was bad. They was throwing haymakers on that one. It was 4 and 5 people on the floor wrestling. Security had to come pull people off the pile. That was in the pile. Remember in the cartoons when they get in the fight in the cartoons and all you see is fists and feet and there's a cloud of dust? That's the kind of fight that was. Go look it up. Go look it up. Candace Parker, I think it was the Detroit Shock. Go look it up on YouTube. That was a real fight. And I'm saying that to say these women ain't averse to physical play. It's been physical play. The only problem I had was, and this is where the officials come in, if there's going to be physical play, let it be physical play, but it has to come at a cost. And they wasn't charging nothing. It was supposed to come at a cost. If you get in a physical altercation, okay, you got it in. That's a foul. You going to foul out to make your point? Even the situation the other day with DiJonai Carrington. That was a dumb foul in my opinion. And you cannot convince me. You cannot change my mind when you say she did not mean to do that. I don't buy that. Because me, as a professional athlete, and DiJonai Carrington as a professional athlete, is the best at what they do. They don't make no mistakes. DiJonai Carrington is arguably one of the better defenders in the league. She knows exactly what she's doing with her hands. She knows exactly what she's doing when she follow through trying to block, and she got them long nails and she come down and swipe. All of that stuff. She knows exactly what she's doing. They know exactly what they're doing. When Angel Reese at 6'4", they bring the ball low and bring it high, and they come with their elbows and swing it quick. Remember when she got called on that foul for Amihir? When she snapped her head back like she got busted in the nose and Angel barely touched her? They know what they're doing, is my point. even now, when all of that shit went down with Alyssa Thomas, what is everybody talking about? Alyssa Thomas put her fist on her neck. And that wasn't even a problem. You couldn't see the forest for the trees. That wasn't the issue. The issue was Alyssa Thomas kneeing that girl in the groin when she got back issue and putting her knee in all of that soft tissue area. That's what the problem was, because she did that shit on purpose. Because I know how that works. And you talking to a former NFL running back who has been at the bottom of many piles. And I know what people do, and it only takes a split second to do it. Sometimes you see it, sometimes you don't. You don't play with me with that. I know exactly what that is, and I know exactly how to do it, and it don't take much for them to do it. Alyssa Thomas, Dejanay Carrington, they doing exactly what they want to do. They flopping, they trying to sell their calls, but the problem was the officials wasn't calling jack. And then it got out of hand. And then they was only worried about it when it started happening to everybody else. When it was just happening to Caitlin, didn't nobody give a damn. Then it started happening to everybody else. And y'all like, yo, you're not gonna call that? And the refs are horrible. The refs are horrible. To me, that has been the whole issue with this. The refs never called anything. And there's been many times, you can see it on tape, there's been plenty of evidence where the refs are looking dead at the plate and they don't call anything. I remember that game at the beginning of last year when Indiana had DeWanna Bonner and we lost to New York. That's the game where Natasha Cloud D'd up Caitlin Clark at the end of the game and ended up stealing the ball, and we didn't even get a shot off. The problem was before that play, I forget who it was, the girl from New York literally pushed DeWanna Bonner out of bounds right in front of the ref, and they didn't call nothing. They didn't call anything. She should have been on the line shooting. That was the difference in the game, not the Caitlin Clark play. It shouldn't even got to that point. But again, the ref was right there and act like nothing happened. And it's like, what are you doing? That's been the problem with this league. That's been the problem. So, do me a favor, fellas. Ladies and gentlemen, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. And I'm back. Sorry about that. I was smelling something. Got something in the oven. So my wife was upstairs. So I was just making sure I ain't burning down the house. But in any case, let me see. Coach knows fouls. Yeah, man. It's just I find it funny when people act like, oh, she didn't mean to do that. And I'm like people undersell what it means to be a professional athlete. Like people undersell that. Like, do you understand what it takes to get to that level? Even with the women, do you understand what it takes to get to that level? Because to me, when somebody says something like that, that's like I don't know. That's like I'm in Philadelphia, right? Oh, you know what? Let's keep it basketball. I'm in Philadelphia. I live in South Jersey, but I'm right across the street from Philly, right? That's like LeBron playing a pickup game with somebody, right? Somebody off the street playing a pickup game, and just like everything, somebody filming with their phone, and LeBron takes some kid from the neighborhood, crosses them up, 360s on him and goes up and dunks it and puts his, nuts on his neck or something like that, hangs on the rim. And then LeBron looks at him like, oh, my bad, I didn't mean to do that. That's what that is like to me, because I know what type of skill it takes to play at the highest level. And when people say, they didn't mean to do that, they were just going for the ball, they didn't mean to come down on it. Yes, they did. Because I've seen, you know why? Because I've seen Dejounte Carrington block too many balls and not miss when she had a clear shot to somebody's neck or to clothesline somebody. I've seen her do that too many times. I've seen her pick somebody's cookies too many times to where, I didn't know I was raking and scratching somebody in the face. I just seen her do that, steal a ball and block a ball successfully too many times. You know what you're doing. That's a situation where your expertise betrays you. You can't tell me you didn't mean to do that. You one of the best to do it. You're one of the best in the business at what you're doing. So that's why I don't buy that stuff. And now the ESPN crowd is so bad. Like, and I still do like Drea Carter. The rest of them, I used to love Monica McNutt, but Monica McNutt seems like she's part of that Mean Girls Club too. And it's like, listen, you're supposed to be unbiased. You're supposed to be unbiased. They'll talk about everything but the thing. Keep the main thing the main thing. They'll talk about everything but the main thing. You got the elephant in the room. Talk about the elephant. You got to acknowledge it. They did that with that whole Alyssa Thomas thing. They glazed over that. They talked about everything. She's a vet. She's going to be Hall of Famer. She's great with the kids. And that. They talked about all of that. And it's like, okay, that's true. However, that was a dirty play that she did. And she has a history of dirty plays. Anybody going to say that? Anybody going to say that? Did anybody watch the Diana Taurasi thing? I bet they didn't bring that up. I respect Diana Taurasi. She was one of the greats in the game, but she was a dirty-ass player. And in some situations, she was a horrible teammate. Go back and look at the situation where her and Skylar Diggins almost came to blows on the bench, and they was on the same team. They gloss over the stuff they want to gloss over. They just want to we so great and all of that kind of stuff. And it's like pulling teeth to get them to admit, yeah, you was probably wrong. Shout out to Dawn Staley. Shout out to Dawn Staley. Because Dawn Staley is one of the few. I know there's been others, but Dawn Staley was one of the few that came out on national TV, and the apology was as loud as the disrespect. The apology being when she came out at the Olympics and said, maybe if we would do this again, we would go in a different direction. When they knew good and damn well that Caitlin Clark should have been on that team. And probably Chelsea Gray shouldn't have. Not saying that Chelsea Gray is not a great player, but saying that Chelsea Gray had been hurt all year. Crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff. So, hey, thank you for the super chat, man. Aloha from Maui, man. Aloha back to you, man. I appreciate that. Songs forever. But yeah, man, because she did that on the broadcast. I think she was with Maria Taylor, and they was talking about it, and she said if we were to do it again, maybe we would have made. That's as close as you're gonna get to say we screwed up not bringing Caitlin Clark. You could have put her on the team. That's why I said what I said about Cheryl Reeves and Olivia Miles. I didn't think Cheryl Reeves was gonna let Olivia Miles work like she working. I didn't think she was going to do it because Cheryl Reeves has a history of going for veteran players. That's why Caitlin Clark wasn't on the team. She wanted all her vets. If Cheryl Reeves would have wanted Clark on that team, she'd have been on it. She didn't want her, and that's cool. I don't agree with it, but you the coach. And guess what? You won the gold medal, so we can't say too much. Yes, you missed the marketing opportunity, but marketing wasn't the goal. Gold medal was the goal. So you gotta fall back a little bit on that. But everybody knew what the deal was. And somebody said it right. I think it was one of the people maybe on First Take or something like that. They said Caitlin Clark not being on that team was about as egregious as way back in the day when they picked Christian Laettner instead of Shaquille O'Neal. Yeah, it was that bad. Thank you again for that super chat, Songs Forever. I appreciate you, man. So, yeah, DiJonai is very dirty. Very, very dirty. So, yeah, like I watch these people like somebody, and this is where it turns into like a personality thing for me, right? Everybody might be different. But for me, like somebody like Alicia Gray, I like Alicia Gray. You know why? Because Alicia just puts it down and she don't really talk trash. She don't really talk trash. Remember that game where she was about to walk up to somebody that fouled her and Ryan Howard had to grab her? You know she was at her wit's end because that's not her personality. So for her to get to that point, boy, she was really pissed off. That's the type of player I like. I like her. I like Caitlin Clark, but you guys have heard me say before, Caitlin Clark gets on my nerves when things are not going her way. Because as a coach, I'm like, stop worrying about the damn refs. Never in the history of ever have I seen somebody crash out on a ref and the ref change their call. Never seen that ever. So stop doing it. You waste too much energy. We need you on the floor. Get to the next play. Get your mind right. So with my experience as a coach, I don't like that. Still like the player. I just don't like that. I like players like Alicia Gray. I like players like Sonia Citron. Don't say much. Sonia don't say jack. Sonia Citron don't say a damn thing. She just go to work. Them the type of players that I like. I was never, when I was in my heyday, when I was the best back in 1AA history, when I was doing my thing in college, I didn't talk a lot of shit. People would talk stuff to me, but they couldn't stop me. So I didn't have nothing to say. The only thing I ever remember saying to people, because it'd usually be like linebackers or somebody like, or if a defensive tackle got me. And again, here we talk about at the bottom of the pile, why you trying to stick your finger in my ear, in my eye, and all of that type of stuff. The only thing I would talk to them, I would just say assholes and elbows, because that's all you gonna see of me. And sure enough, sooner or later, number 40, all you seeing is assholes and elbows and that 40 and my name on the back, because you chasing. But I didn't talk a lot of smack. It just wasn't my personality. The WNBA is reverse real world with its prejudices. It's the same both places. Since this is a basketball channel, the absolute bigotry in the WNBA media is astounding and applauded. You know what? I don't even think it's applauded at this point. I just think it's laughed at because everybody sees what's going on. And all you got to do is just do the normal stuff. This is, if you didn't see it in real time, put a thumbs up in the chat if you remember this, if you watch this in real time, because some of y'all might not be golf fans. I was a golf fan when I was with the Eagles. That's what we always did on our off day. We played golf. So I got into golf heavy and all that kind of stuff, right? So I saw Tiger Woods happen in real time. And the reason why I relate that to what Caitlin Clark is doing, and it's not about the talent. Let me make that clear. At this stage in her career, and Tiger's third year in the PGA, Caitlin Clark is nowhere near the level of talent that Tiger Woods was. Tiger Woods was otherworldly. Caitlin Clark is damn good, but she is not that good. She is not otherworldly, in my opinion. Tiger Woods was on, like, it's hard to, if you didn't see it, you don't understand it. Tiger, and here's the comparison that I want to make with Tiger Woods and Caitlin Clark. This is where they are very aligned. If you remember, I see some thumbs up in the chat. If you remember, it would sometimes be people, the reporters covering the event. A guy would just finish his best round in his career, and he would be doing an interview, and you would hear the roar of the crowd because Tiger hit a shot. And then the guy would inevitably ask somebody, "Did you see what Tiger did?" And the thought process was, "This is my moment. Why are you asking me about him?" And people were pissed off at Tiger about that. And it wasn't his fault. Same way with Caitlin Clark. It's not his fault. It ain't Caitlin Clark's fault. That's just the person that everybody wants to talk about. And it's the same thing, the exact same thing. Tiger Woods came on the PGA Tour. Every event on tour sold out. Even those the low-end events that nobody came to, all of a sudden, every event sold out. Every event had a TV presence there. Immediate change. Same thing with Caitlin Clark. As soon as she gets in the league, all of a sudden, all of these teams that could barely get 8,000 people in an arena, now they move into the NBA arenas, and they selling out. Immediate change, immediate economic boom. Tiger Woods was so good, they started changing the courses. They started, and this was a real thing that they said on PGA tournaments. They're trying to Tiger-proof the course because Tiger could hit the ball so long and put it on target. He was just killing everybody, and everybody was pissed off. So they changed the rules. They changed the courses. They did everything so everybody could catch up with them. And it wasn't until he started, had the personal issues with the drinking and the pain pills. It wasn't until then, it wasn't until his body broke down and he kind of lost his moral compass when everybody finally caught up. And the people that's catching up, they still ain't as good as he was. That's what Caitlin Clark is doing. Immediate economic change, immediate difference, immediate sold out arenas, immediate endorsement deals, immediate bump up in pay because of new CBA deal. And you know why they can make so much money in the CBA deal? Because endorsements and people that want to advertise will pay top dollar to advertise when she plays. That's why she on TV so damn much. If the mass appeal wanted to see Caitlin, wanted to see Angel, wanted to see Paige, wanted to see Asia, or anybody else that they tell us is that good. If the mass audience wanted to see those people, the price would be high for those people, but it's not. Asia Wilson has been the best player in the league for the last 6 years. 5 years, maybe. How come they wasn't? And this is what I say about Asia Wilson, because she is the best player in the league, bar none. I don't even think that's our argument. When the WNBA first got on my radar, before Caitlin Clark was in the league, she was still at Iowa, all of that type of stuff. Y'all know my situation with Kelsey Mitchell. I watched the WNBA to watch her. I didn't watch the WNBA. I remember seeing Las Vegas's first parade when they won the first chip and they drove down the strip in Las Vegas. There wasn't too many people out there. But I do remember hearing about Asia Wilson because I remember watching her at South Carolina with Dawn Staley. And I remember a story coming out about the Las Vegas Aces being the first team to sell out their season tickets before the season started. I remember hearing a story about that, and I was like, okay, they starting to get a little pull. And then after that, I want to say 2 years after that, maybe, is when Caitlin Clark happened. So even as good as Asia was, wasn't nobody moving to bigger venues when Asia came to town, or Stewie came to town, or Diana Taurasi came to town, or Ella Del Don came to town, or Candace Parker came to town. They weren't moving to bigger venues like then. Why was it her? And that's the thing that can't nobody answer. And that's why people get mad because, oh, she's doing it on the backs of all the people that came before her. Well, no shit, Sherlock. That's the way it works. That is the way that it works. We did the same thing. When I came in the league, when I came in the NFL in 1993 as an undrafted free agent, I remember the conversations I would hear in the locker room, talking to other people, the vets that made the good money, William the Refrigerator Perry, Seth Joyner, Randall Cunningham, Eric Allen. I played with them dudes. Byron Evans. I played with them dudes, and I knew the type of money that they made. And they was complaining because the type of money that we made. And we complaining because of the type of the money that they make now. They make almost $1 million a year if you on the practice squad. What? It's just, that's the way the game grows. That's the way the game grows. You build off the next one, and guess what? The next time they have the CBA, Caitlin Clark gonna probably be like an 8-year veteran. And the generation after that, when they renegotiate another CBA deal, those players are going to make even more money. Everybody, by the time Caitlin Clark reaches her 8th year in the league, and they're on their second CBA deal post Caitlin Clark era, the floor will probably be $750 and up, probably closer to $1 million, depending on how things go. But it wouldn't surprise me if the floor will reach $1 million. Because remember, Caitlin Clark, she doing it. Angel Reese is doing it. Whether you like her or not, she doing it. Paige Beckers is doing it. Olivia Miles is doing it. And here come Juju. Here come Hannah Hidalgo. Here comes Sarah Strong. Here comes Silas Swords. Here come Toby Fournier. Here come Kiyomi McMillan. All these people are coming. And now, again, let's think about 8 years. Let's think about another 4 years. What happens to all them girls that are 13, 14, 15 now? 4 years from now, they're 18, 19, 20, in college, about to come out, and they've been watching. So now they either invested or they coming out to the league on their own. So more money, more engagement, more involvement, all of that type of stuff. It just continues to grow and grow and grow the way it's supposed to. So when people get jealous because you think they're taking the spotlight from the people that came before them, ain't nobody taking no spotlight. If the spotlight is getting taken, that is not on the players. That is not the players' fault. That is the fans' fault. All them people that were jealous, that was like, we don't like all of these new fans. We don't like all of these new Indiana fans, that we don't like all of this new. Well, guess what? When you had the chance to fill the arenas, you couldn't do it. I've said this before. The WNBA is looking for people like me. I am a fourth year, I'm a senior. Think about it like high school. I've said this before. I am a senior. I am a fourth year WNBA fan. I started watching the WNBA Caitlin Clark's senior year. And then you watched it because I knew that she was coming out. So this is my fourth year invested. And when I say invested, I watch most of the games. Even when Indiana's not playing, I watch most of the games. I know players. I can rattle off about 20 players right now. I couldn't do that. I could barely name 5 players when I started watching the WNBA. I knew Kelsey Mitchell. I knew Diana Taurasi. I knew Brittany Griner. I knew Breanna Stewart. That's about as far as I could go. And Candace Parker. 5. But now I'm invested. I've spent money. I bought merch. I'm doing content. I spent the $36 on the WNBA package, even though it sucks. And I watch and I'm contributing to the cause. I'm invested. How come the investment back in the day before Caitlin Clark got in the league, how come it was non-existent? How come they couldn't fill up in the arenas? How come they couldn't do it? How come they couldn't get it moved to a bigger venue? They couldn't. They just, for whatever reason, they didn't have the sauce. Those players, as good as Candace Parker is, I think Candace Parker is one of the best to ever do it until A'ja came along. Because A'ja, by the time Asia's done, Asia's going to be the best to ever do it. But how come they didn't fill up the arenas? How come the appeal and how come it wasn't there? How come it was the girl in Iowa that had the recipe? Why is that? Nobody can answer that question. You know why? Because it's hard to answer that question. She wasn't the only one hitting three-pointers. She wasn't the only one making passes. She's not the only one to get to the finals and lose more than once. How come she had the recipe? And people can't answer that question because it's very difficult to quantify. It's very difficult to quantify. People still mad. People still pissed off because Sophie Cunningham has gotten popular. And I'm like, how is it that y'all can't figure that out? She got an attitude. She's good looking. And she plays for Indiana Fever. And she was the only one to step up and scrap, throw down for Caitlin Clark. Why is that hard to figure out? Sophie Cunningham is probably going to have the best post-career career. She will have her pick of wherever she wants to go. And it's people want to clown her like, you only like that. That's the only reason you staying with Indiana. Well, duh. That sounds like a good deal to me. You go to where the money is. Oh, and by the way, she's shooting the lights out from 3 as a role player. She took Lexi Hall's spot as a role player. So people can say she sucks if they want to. Oh, she only scored 3 minutes. She had 3 points in 28 minutes. So what? She didn't have to make the call. She didn't have to answer the call, I should say. Caitlin Clark had it. Kelsey Mitchell had it. She a role player, and she know her role. And you know what? I said this before. I don't understand why a lot of people, Caitlin Clark can't make all the damn commercials. They got to find somebody else eventually. Somebody going to get the spillover. She can't be everywhere at once. Somebody else got to get paid. But they too stupid to figure out how to do that, how to be personable, how to be fun on camera, and all that kind of stuff. Because all people see is the haterade that's on the court. I find it funny that everybody's posting that that picture of they got that picture of Caitlin Clark after Angel Reese missed the layup, and she was laughing. And now they're spinning it like Caitlin Clark hates Angel Reese. And I'm like, wait a minute. This the same, she hates Angel Reese, the same Angel Reese that jumped up and down when Kennedy Carter knocked her to the ground? That's that same one? And the one that was ready to fight because she got a take foul on her? So listen, it's too many receipts. Lynx lost several key players. They were not the best team at the start of the season. Folks say that now because they got the best record, but nothing was guaranteed. Absolutely. Olivia Miles, people did not expect that out of her. They didn't. They didn't. Olivia Miles is gone above and beyond. So she is paying dividends, and she is as advertised. Because guess what? Olivia Miles didn't shoot the 3 like this at TCU or at Notre Dame. So she's making the most of her opportunities. And I've said this before because I am not a Cheryl Reeves fan, but I got to give Cheryl Reeves credit for letting that girl play like she's playing. Got to give her credit. Could it be she was smiling because they were going overtime instead of losing? Probably. A little bit of both. A little bit of both. Because I ain't going to lie, it was funny that she missed that layup. I laughed. You're supposed to be one of the best in the business. You cannot miss that. Not at 6'4" and a post player. You're not supposed to miss that. And it's fair to criticize. It's fair to laugh at that. Because if the situation was reversed when Caitlin Clark had that 9-point game the other day, they pulled out the nines for her. So guess what? Turnabout is fair play. However, you think that Angel Reese ain't gonna have another good game? You think she ain't gonna have another 18 and 17 game? Absolutely, she is. She gonna bounce back like everybody else does. Paige Beckers had a bad game the other day. She bounced back. Caitlin Clark was very inconsistent and on the struggle bus. Then bam, 45 points, 6 for 10 from 3. And the pendulum swings one way, it's got to swing back. It's got to swing back. So, Clark is ranked 11th. Oh, that's that old stuff. Didn't nobody buy that crap. That's more the narrative they're trying to set. Angel Reese can just improve her layup by 50%. She would be averaging 23. It ain't, well, yeah. I agree. Her defense is fine. Her defense is excellent. Nobody can position himself for a rebound better than her. And she jumps quick. I was having a conversation or going back and forth on Twitter. Michaela Timpson can jump high, but she does not get up in the air quick. Angel Reese has very quick twitch. She can get up in the air pretty quick. Plus, she got the long wingspan and she can get up. But I just find it funny that a lot of times when she goes up for layups, she starts out with the ball very low. But you're right. If she ever shoots like normal in the paint, sky's the limit. But guess what? She's been doing it like this since LSU, since Maryland. Missed out on most of the show. Who's your MVP? It's coming down to A'ja or Caitlin. A'ja is number 1. Caitlin is 1.02. Kelsey Mitchell is third. Olivia Miles is third. And Kelsey Mitchell is fourth. That's my top 4. So if what I said earlier, you must have missed it. The way Caitlin's been playing the last 10 or so games, she has closed the gap. I still think A'ja Wilson is in front because she's basically been consistent the whole year. Matter of fact, let me see if I can look at that real quick. Let me see what her games have been. I know she's had 1 or 2 bad games, but it hasn't been many. It hasn't been many. So let me see if I can score. Here we go. Let me bring y'all in on this. Las Vegas, A'ja Wilson. Let's do that. She has not had many bad games. I think there's a difference between playing bad and playing regular. There's a big difference, right? So I'm gonna bring y'all in on this one. Uh-oh. What happened? Oh, my bad. Hold on. There we go. My bad. All right, so check this out. So we're looking at A'ja Wilson. This is the game log. Shut up, ESPN. This is the game log. This is from the 15th, from August 15th going backwards. 32 points, 32-7-1, 15-6-4, 26-13-2, 16-8-1, 26-13-3, 23-6-4, 36-12-4, 33-10-6, 28-14-4, 12-3-1. Well, 12-3-1 don't count. That was the All-Star game. Then we got 38-7-5, 26-6-4, 20-12-2, 21-15, going all the way back, 21 points, 32 points, 30 points, 32 points, 16, 19, 33, 18, 24, 32, 34, 28, 25. No. A'ja Wilson has not had a bad game. Her worst game has been the All-Star game. The freaking All-Star game. Are you serious? Like, I can't, as much as I want Caitlin Clark to be up there, the consistency in this situation is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. 26, 9, and 3. And by the end of the season, she might be averaging a double-double with 3 assists and 1.5 steals. It doesn't, how many blocks she got? What's her block ratio? It doesn't give a percentage. Blocks, 2 blocks a game. So you got to add, like, you can't, as much as I would love for Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell to win the MVP, what you gonna do with that, man? Like, for real. The consistency is outrageous. It's out freaking outrageous. What are you gonna do with that? Nothing. There's literally nothing that you can do. She is that good and that consistent. A'ja Wilson has got Tom Brady's disease. Tom Brady disease is when you're so good for so long, people hate seeing you that good. Like the Chicago Bulls, like the New England Patriots. You get tired of seeing them win. You want somebody else to win. Not that because they're not good. You just tired of seeing that person. And everybody just got A'ja fatigue. But guess what? When you put numbers like that, come on now. Come on. Let me see. Nope. I was looking at the wrong row. She has not had a real game. Her worst real game is 16 points. That's ridiculous. That's her most regular game. June 23rd against the New York Liberty, she had 16, 9, and 5. 16 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 steals. That's the most regular you can get for A'ja. Like, for real. I want, like I said, I would love to see Caitlin Clark win MVP. I would love to see Kelsey Mitchell win MVP. But when A'ja is playing like that over the whole season, I can't argue with that. I cannot. Facts is facts. A'ja is putting it down consistently. If Caitlin Clark had played the first half of the season like these last 10, 12 games, then you might have a conversation. But you can't argue with that. And to be honest with you, looking at these numbers, when I said Caitlin Clark, A'ja Wilson is 1 and Caitlin Clark is 1.02, I got to back that off again. I got to back that off to like, nah, she's just 2. She's not 1 point nothing. You can't, come on, man. Come on. Numbers like this, that's like playing 2K with your little brother. You got to keep it a buck. You got to keep it a buck. A'ja Wilson is far and away the MVP. I can't even front on that. You can't. A'ja Wilson does not have 2 players on her own team competing with her. Boston wants to be the hub, and Mitchell wants the scoring title. I mean, that's the way it goes. It bees like that sometimes. It all depends on your team. Was everybody was saying the same thing with Olivia? Well, she doing that because Fee ain't here yet. And guess what? She found a way to keep it going. And I've said that before. Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell are going to cancel each other out. Kelsey might win the scoring title or something like that, but come on, man. Come on. That's a wish sandwich right there. And I'm saying that, and I love Caitlin Clark, and I love Kelsey Mitchell more. But come on now. We got to keep it a buck. Ain't nobody, as long as A'ja Wilson keeps doing that, ain't nobody going to supplant her. Nah, she too consistent. She too good and consistent. That's not even close. Yeah, she in her own little stratosphere right now. Now, I will say this. Caitlin Clark is ascending. First half of the year, she was very inconsistent and going through her struggles. She was on the struggle bus a couple times with the crash outs and all that kind of stuff. But just like the last couple years, after that All-Star break, man, she dialed it in and she is ascending. But come on now. Come on. Asia's just Asia. Yeah, Asia. What you want? Trade Kelsey or Boston. I don't think Kelsey's going to play for Indiana next year. That's just my opinion. She came back. She wanted to keep the band together because everything was good at the end of last year, and they almost made it. And I said this a million times before. If Kelsey Mitchell doesn't go down in the playoffs, they beat Las Vegas. They beat Las Vegas. And I think they beat Mercury and win the title. But she did. Whatever that was, that's where she locked up, and that was a wrap. And when you see stuff like that, that lets you know the difference between good and great players. Remember back when they were talking about, Indiana's better when Caitlin Clark doesn't play. And Tyasha Harris is, you can put her in there, maybe we'll see Raven, and it's like, all right. I tell people all the time, let it play itself out. You will find out in no uncertain terms what you got. There is a big difference between a regular player and a great player. People don't, they just give people their props, man. I know people don't like Angel Reese, they don't like her attitude and all that kind of stuff, but damn, man, how many rebounds do she got to pull down? How is it a third-year player has damn near got the most rebounds in history? How is that possible? You gotta give credit where the credit is due. You ain't gotta like the person, you ain't gotta like the player, but you still, ball is ball. Ball is ball. I'm a former Philadelphia Eagle. I'm supposed to hate the Cowboys, but damn it, I grew up watching Tony Dorsett. Ball is ball. And when it's on the court, like I said earlier, I'm not a fan of Diana Taurasi. I think she's a dirty player. But guess what? She was one of the best players ever. I can't take that away from her. Like a lot of people, and I know it's part of this, social media era. It's the social media landscape. People can talk with impunity, so they just be throwing shit out there with no repercussions. So, you know, it is what it is. CC Gravity opened up Kelsey Mitchell's game. They are awesome together. Also, Kelsey Mitchell way worse at defense than CC. Kelsey Mitchell is a pure shooter, and that's okay. But guess what? Last year, she damn near took him to the title game without Caitlin Clark. Like, people forget that. And she has to get credit because you know what? She had to pass the ball. She had to play defense and was pretty good at it because Indiana was doing work last year and nobody thought it was going to happen. But you're not wrong, Shauna. You're not wrong. Because Kelsey Mitchell, Caitlin Clark's rookie year was the first time Kelsey Mitchell had gone to the playoffs. I remember she did an interview before the first playoff game and people were asking her, because obviously she's the vet, how she feels and stuff like that. And she said, she's like, I ain't never been here before. I don't know what to feel. I don't know what to do. I've never been to the playoffs before. So you're right. But last year, when Caitlin Clark went down after 15 games, Kelsey Mitchell picked up the slack and the production and had the whole team on her back. It wasn't AB, it was Kelsey. So she can do that. She just doesn't have to, because that's where Caitlin comes in. That's where the gravity you're talking about. I ain't got no problem saying that. But they work in tandem together. When both of them are on, Indiana's very hard to beat. And now they just started the last couple games. They just started really honing in on defense, because the first half of the season, boy, everybody was dropping 100 points. And now it seems like they got their defensive schemes together. Stephanie White is making some sense in some of her calls and her decision making, and it's working. And you see what's going on. Caitlin on the struggle bus, Kelsey Mitchell goes off. Kelsey on the struggle bus, Caitlin goes off. And by the way, you sprinkle a little bit of the role players in. Sophie hitting 4 3-pointers. KK Timpson getting 20 points. Mo Billings getting 12 points and 7 rebounds. Now it's starting to add up. Now your role players are playing their roles. And it's working. And that's what you got to keep up going to the playoffs. So it is what it is, man. So you got to keep it moving. My MVP, the way things are going right now, I do not see any reason why A'ja Wilson is going to just slide off the earth in the next 10 to 12 games. I don't see it happening. They might rest her a couple of games, but I don't see her performance dipping to the point where she should not be the MVP of this league. I just do not see it. Caitlin Clark, she has another couple games. Now, if Caitlin Clark can rattle off about 5 games with plus 30 and another 45-point endeavor, then we might have a different conversation. Because then you're talking about, okay, now she done entered the stratosphere. She doing some stuff that is off the chain. So, peaks and valleys. Peaks and valleys. How come ain't nobody talking about Marina Mabrey for MVP? She the one who had the 53-point game, the high game of the year, right? She playing well. How come don't nobody talk about her? Marina Mabrey, 20.8 points a game, 3.4 rebounds, 3.7 assists. That's up there close to where Paige is. But ain't nobody talking about her. So, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. But listen, man, I don't know what happened to my guest, man. I guess he couldn't make it. But it's all good. We had a good conversation tonight. I got to go eat dinner. So I know it's late, but it is what it is. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and land this plane, man. Great conversation, man. Phenomenal conversation. We're going to have to do this again. Sophie is smart. She was drunk trying to recruit CC to Phoenix during her rookie year. I remember that. I remember that. I said this the other day, man. I don't understand why somebody in somebody else's camp. I'm amazed how maybe they did. I don't know. How come somebody's agent ain't trying to get in touch with Caitlin's agent and say, hey, let's see if we can do a collab together. Let's put, Caitlin and whoever on the outdoor courts in New York, or like collab with somebody. I don't understand why nobody's tried to do that. To me, the main person, whoever's in Angel Reese's camp, I'm like, y'all should have reached out to that. There should have been some type of collaboration with Caitlin and Angel. Maybe they play each other on the court, something where they kind of go at each other as respectful opposition, the way Bird and Magic used to do it. They made commercials too, and it worked. People forget, and they try to play the Angel and Caitlin thing, and they hate each other and all that kind of stuff. But people forget they rookie year, when they was in the All-Star together, the biggest applause you got was when Caitlin made the assist to Angel. The place went nuts. So there is a big contingency, a very big contingency of people that don't want to deal with all the drama. They just want to watch basketball. I'm not saying, I'm just saying. But listen, man, I'm going to land this plane. Do me a favor, man. Tell your people you love them while they're here. All right. I appreciate the super chats. I appreciate everybody in the chat, man. Make sure you subscribe. If you like your football stuff, head on over to Pro Fan Talk. Make sure you give me a subscribe there. We're going to be doing some things. I got to break down some tape tonight and get ready for the joint practice with the New England Patriots. That's going to be on everybody's tongue this week. So a lot of stuff going on, man, and I'm going to be busy. So I'll be back with you. I don't know what the schedule is, but I'll be watching the games, and I'll probably have some more content tomorrow. And check me out on Pro Fan Talk for some good NFL stuff. So I'm going to play my music. I'll leave the chat open for a little bit longer if y'all want to continue the conversation, because every now and then I will peek back in and jump in the chat. All right. I appreciate y'all, man. Everybody, do me a favor. Next time I go live, I'm going to start getting together a regular schedule, because I'm in flux right now with the WNBA, with NFL, and just with the stuff that I'm doing every day. So I'm trying to get a consistent schedule. So if you have any ideas, if you want to see a specific time, if you like the 8 o'clock time, if you think I should be like an hour later, start like right now at 9 o'clock or something like that, hit me up in the chats, man. I am very good with feedback. I do not know everything, and I want to do what works for you. Let's continue to build this up. Let's continue to do this thing organically, man. We're going to make it happen, man. So I'm going to get up out of here. All right? I appreciate y'all. And I'm going to see y'all in the next one. Peace.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Hey.